Let's start with the breaking news, okay? More documents unsealed today about Jeffrey Epstein appear to contain this bombshell revelation, right? I don't like TV language, but I think this one would qualify if it's true. This accuser named Sarah Ransom claims that Epstein had tapes involving his buddies doing horrible stuff. Like who? Clinton, Prince Andrew, Richard Branson, you know him, the Virgin Airlines guy, billionaire businessman. Now, facts can be stubborn things. That's really tasty, right? But so is the fact that she retracted the claims. So is there any truth to this? Well, the FBI reportedly has Epstein tapes. What are those tapes? Back with us tonight to start with the analysis, attorney Misty Marris. Good to see you, my friend. What do you see in this?
Well, so Chris, we saw these, what you qualified and what has been said in the media as bombshell allegations, but there's a little bit more to it than meets the eye. So Sarah Ransom, we saw some communications, her deposition testimony, where she says that she had seen tapes involving those high-profile people, that her friend, one of the girls who was involved in all of this, a victim of Epstein's, had actually sent her those tapes. All right, so that's during her deposition. Then in 2016, we see some communications where she says, you know what, this is a problem for me and my family. I want to retract everything that I previously said. This isn't a communication to a media outlet. Then fast forward another 3 years to 2019, where the New Yorker the New Yorker article released, this is 2 years later, 2019, it says Ransom admitted that she had actually fabricated and invented the tapes for the purpose of drawing attention to Epstein. So really tangled web there. So the tapes, as we've learned about throughout this new document dump, they've never been corroborated. But that doesn't mean that something doesn't exist. Remember, the FBI is going to have more. These are documents from a civil defamation litigation, really different than what the FBI might have and what it was collecting in order to move forward with the prosecution of Epstein.
No small irony that in litigation about defamation, which is, of course, slander and libel for you guys at home, destroying someone's reputation, she winds up saying things that she had to retract that were about destroying people's reputation. Okay, so the FBI has tapes. There's got to be something on them, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have kept them collected. The question becomes, what is the ability? Can we FOIA them, the Freedom of Information Act? It is an active investigation. Is it still considered active, even though he is deceased? Yes is the answer to that. So do we have to wait?
You know what, Chris? We do have to wait, and the waiting game, we don't know how long it is. So a couple of different aspects. Great analysis with the potential for FOIA, but a couple of things would prevent that. Number one, we don't know what the status of the investigation is. Is it ongoing? Number two, do they contain sensitive information or depict individuals that it would be improper for that to be disclosed through a Freedom of Information law request? I think we would have seen a decent amount about these tapes if Epstein himself had in fact been prosecuted. But as of now, we just have to wait. Will the other shoe drop? Will somebody else be charged criminally? And will we understand more about what was confiscated from Epstein's home, Epstein's island, and all of that that the FBI has under its control at this time?
Anything else that you saw today that I missed?
Well, we saw some photographs that depicted young women at the island. We had actually seen those before, but something that was likely damaging to Ghislaine. She was depicted in these photos contradicting some of her testimony where she said she was not at Epstein Island during that critical time period. So really contradicted her testimony. And I'm wondering, sitting here looking at this from a bird's eye view, if that was one of the reasons why she ultimately settled this civil defamation case. I imagine that was contradicting her testimony and likely probably to her detriment ultimately at the end of the day.
Misty Marris, appreciate you, and to be continued.
Thank you,
Chris. Very much.